A teacher in the Central Dauphin School District is now on administrative leave tonight after allegedly calling a Palestinian-American student. Okay, let's start over because is that going to happen the whole time? Cool. All right. Stop. All right, in 3, 2, 1. A teacher in the Central Dauphin School District is on administrative leave tonight after allegedly calling a Palestinian-American student a terrorist. The district issued a full response telling us they have, quote, zero tolerance for hateful and racist speech and have launched an internal investigation. I want to bring in the executive director of the Philadelphia chapter of the Council on American-Islamic Relations, Ahmet Tek Ali Olu. Thank you so much for being here. What exactly, Ahmet, was reported to you?
Thank you. Appreciate it. So this very concerning incident essentially is happening last week at the Central Dauphin Middle School. We're talking about the 7th grade American-Palestinian Muslim student who is in the classroom and requests from his teacher that he would like to change seats. And in response, what's reported to us is that the teacher says, "I do not negotiate with terrorists." To add insult to injury, other students ask, "Oh, what's a terrorist?" And the teacher allows them to go on their Chromebooks and search the word. And they do that, and then they turn to the student who was targeted by this racist speech, saying, "Oh, she really blasted you." So of course, this is concerning, very grave situation. We appreciate the district opening an investigation. We've been in touch with them. I saw the statement that they provided to CBS 21, but we are also concerned that no sort of public communication to the school community in the form of an email or a statement on the district's website or social media, to our knowledge, has gone out yet. We are concerned because this incident, again, the student is already in trauma, and he was in tears when he left the school, and then his mother asked, "What's going on? Why are you crying?" And then, he opened up about the incident to his mother. This is what is being reported to us, and we have been in touch with the family. We have been in touch with the district, encouraging them to take these steps, and we appreciate the investigation takes place. But once again, I ask your viewers to put themselves in the place of the student. If it was their child who was targeted by racist speech, we think that this is a verbal assault and that it is really grave and shouldn't be under any circumstance, under any scenario, be coming from an educator to anyone, let alone anyone, but of course not to a 7th grade student. It shows us that if this is true, then there is a lot of underlying bias and already targeting in their mind about this student and what he represents. So we think that this is, if true, again, a sign of the broader dehumanization of Palestinian-Americans, American Muslims in general. And we think that, we know that, the teacher is on administrative leave, but we cannot imagine any scenario where this teacher is being allowed back to interact with students, with young people, as in the role of a teacher or honestly in any other role.
How about for the student? Where is he now? Will he go back to school? How is he doing?
He's, of course, has a lot of emotions and is disturbed, but he's doing okay. But of course, I think the family, the students, they're also looking at the Central Dauphin school district, looking at Central Dauphin School Board for concrete actions and for specific steps. One of which should be the issuance of a public statement and an email to the school community, letting them know about this incident and reiterating some of the statements that the district has made to your channel, while also following that with action.
What is the appropriate or ideal outcome here?
These situations, unfortunately, are not very rare. So we have been in this space before. Some of the common things that we in the education space like encourages that school districts took this as an opportunity to build into their broader inclusion work, and we are there, and the community members are there to support the school district in this work. We provide inclusion and inclusivity and accommodation like workshops for teachers, for school staff in general, and we've had very beneficial outcomes from some of these sessions, including in central Pennsylvania as well as other places in the state. I think that starts a communication and a conversation, and that we lean in on this discomfort that situations like this create, but use that as an opportunity to create positive change, and that change, of course, benefits everyone in the school district.
Have you dealt with the Central Dauphin School District before?
In our specific situations, even though we had heard about some concerns, again, like name calling and as such do happen in these schools, including the same family whose child has been targeted had some incidents, and they have carried that to the district, had conversations, but we as an organization were not involved in those. But this is such a grave situation that not only us, but other organizations, Harrisburg Palestine Coalition, many interfaith allies, and including some of the other state agencies have reached out to us saying that they are ready to assist. So that includes Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission, where a complaint has been filed. Department of Education, the family has filed an educator misconduct complaint with the Department of Education as well.
And back to the specifics, what can you tell us specifically about what happened that day? When it happened, where it happened, what kind of teacher this was? It was an after-school program, right?
Some of those details we are also gathering. So I don't want to speak out of turn. It's my understanding that this was an afternoon session in the 7th grade in the district, and the student essentially had to hold himself, both the teacher's assault and then his fellow students reaction to this word, and being allowed to search it, and then talk to the student afterwards. He was in an emotional state, held himself, but once he was out of the school and in the parking lot with his mother, then that's where he broke and explained, after some also insistence from his mother that this incident took place. The mother went into the school immediately to inquire about this. Understandably, she was very upset, and did have a conversation with the teacher in question. And it is reported to us that in that conversation, the teacher, after a while, admitted to saying the words and tried to apologize. But of course, in this such a grave situation, the family has taken that with the principal and other officials in the school district, and they have been in touch.
Certainly there's no excuse, and this is under an investigation. And so in the teacher's, I don't want to say defense, but was there any kind of explanation to you from the teacher on why this would ever be said?
Like you said, I don't think there's any scenario where this would be acceptable, right? So even if it's teacher, there are some scenarios where they are agitated or as such, which in our understanding does not apply to this situation. This kind of reaction from a teacher is never acceptable. It's akin to calling somebody N-word, or calling someone dirty, whatever, right? So again, we haven't spoken to the teacher. We hope that the investigation from the school district will fully clarify what has happened. But once again, whatever circumstances are, right? So calling a young person who is in development stage, with this kind of racist language, which has been something that unfortunately American Muslims are become accustomed to and have been targeted since 9/11 and even before. That has again, in the schools, the district's stated zero tolerance policy applies to this situation.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to CBS 21, and please keep us updated with any new information that you may have. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for reporting on this. That we might be putting together a press conference before the school board meeting on Monday. And there are community members who are going to share their opinions, their emotions, their reactions, both at that press conference and during the school board meeting as well.
So the press conference will be where and when?
The press conference will be at the middle school, where the school board meeting is going to take place on Monday. The school board meeting will be at 7 o'clock. We are thinking of doing a press conference starting at 6 p.m. This is going to be at Lingston Middle School, where the school board meeting is going to take place.
Okay. And you're holding it? You're holding this?
We're holding it together with some of our allies on the ground. We are finalizing, and
Okay. We'll be there. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good afternoon.